I'm gonna comb it this way, okay? And guess what? You can either be done, so put it on the entire nail and be done, or do what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna saturate that tip a tiny bit more. Hey there and welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Paola of paolaponcenails.com, your source for all things premium soft gels and entrepreneurship in the nail industry. If this sounds like a niche you'd like to continue growing in, then at the end of this video, do consider subscribing to this channel and our weekly newsletter. Let's begin. So I want to show you how to encapsulate glitter on short natural nails. Now, the glitter that I'm going to be using, it's a mix from Daily Charme, and it's got a little mix of like small little pieces, teeny tiny glitters, glitter powder, and encapsulating this is actually easier than you think. As usual, we're going to be using Structure Soft Gel, and I'm going to be using the Nail Thoughts bottle line, which is a low viscosity gel, which is good for short to medium length nails. Now, I've already put an insulation layer or a base layer of this on my nail. I'm just going to increase the opacity a little bit with a build layer. Other materials that I have here other than my glitter is this little applicator, and this is literally just an eye brush for blending. I wouldn't even know how to use it for your eyes, but I know how to use it perfectly for my glitters. I've been using a brush like this for years since I was in the salon. So these are the tools that we need. And then I'm also going to have a thin viscosity gel. We have our Vetro Base, and I'm going to be using my ultra glossy non-white top. So once I've started my foundation with a bottled builder, I kind of keep everything else bottled. If I'm working with a potted gel, we're not doing long nails today, so my bottled builder is enough, and this viscosity is wonderful for what we're doing today. So again, I have a base layer here, which is also an insulation layer, because when you're building structure to your nails, you can actually feel a little bit of heat, and this insulation layer or base layer is going to protect you from that heat in the curing unit. Go ahead and grab a thin layer just to trace this base layer. After I'm done tracing it, then I'm going to go ahead and build. Now, there are different ways that I built, and it all depends on the length of the nails. Okay, so I went ahead and applied a trace layer. So it's a layer that basically traces my base gel or my base layer. And now I'm going to go ahead and do a structure layer. And you will be surprised how I do my structures, because again, it just depends on the length. And as I taught in my Nail Thoughts certification, I basically told my class that when you're a structured gel specialist, it's the gel that is structured, and you want the viscosity of the gel to do the structuring for you. You don't want to become the structured gel specialist because you're making nails super thick and bulky. Okay, that's not the concept behind being a structured gel specialist. Structured gel specialist knows their gels very well as far as the viscosity and the rigidity and how much they need for what nail length. I heard through the grapevine that refreshing your old set of nails, whether it's for you or your client, is stressing you out. The thought of how much lifting, is there any lifting, what to do with that lifting, is just keeping you in a state of analysis paralysis, and you're not able to get through that service fast or as fast as a new set of nails would take you. If that's you, then you need to enroll in my brand new mini course, Fast Rebalance, where I'm going to take you step by step into the exact process that I used in the salon to help me rebalance my clients' nails within the same time frame as a new set. Not only am I going to share the step by step in this training, I'm also going to share some speed tips, so my professional tips for you to get faster at removing gel nails. So if you want to get in, then make sure you check out the description box below. We're just going to have the course details, and I hope to see you inside. All right, click the link below, press pause on this video, or continue watching the video, and then remember to come back in the description box below and click the link. All right, back to the video. I teach that in all of my certifications, so even if you don't join me for Nail Thoughts Builder Bases, that course, no worries, I teach that in all of my other brands that I use in this channel. You might be familiar with them: Cocoas, Leafgel, Vetro, Yeah. All right, so now that I've waited for this to self-level nicely, I will adjust it if I need to. Once it's beautifully exactly where I want it to, I'm going to proceed with my glitter. All right, beauties, so here it is. The nail is now cured, and guess what? I actually didn't cure it all the way, so it's only cured down to like 20 seconds. Why? Because I want to use a little bit of that tacky layer on the gel to apply my glitter. Now, if I would have cured it 30 seconds, which is considered a full cure in most cases, the glitter would have still stuck, but I want to ensure that it really pulls it in and that I continue curing kind of with it. So that's why I pull the cure at 20 seconds. Now it's going to be a glitter party. Oh yes, this is so beautiful. Look at all of those particles. This is from Daily Charme. They have an assortment of glitters. Seriously, whatever your style and taste is, they've got it for you. All right, so I'm going to grab a little bit and just going to start putting some on the tip. Oh yes. Obviously, you want to make it more dense on the tip than any other part of the nail. And then I'm just going to use the excess on there, and I'm going to start walking it up to the cuticle area. Ideally, we want a little bit above or near the center, okay? Because the nails are going to grow, and your client is going to want that glitter to kind of last or elongate their nails as long as possible. They don't want to end up with just a little bit of glitter over here on the grow out, and they have all of this clear or tinted base. Okay, tinted base. That brings me to another point. So when you're using tinted bases, remember, it's a tinted base. It's like a tinted moisturizer. You will get some opacity from it, but it'll be somewhere around like 90% opacity. Okay, so it's totally normal to have a little bit of diffusion or transparency around the perimeter of your nails. All right, you see how I'm saturating here? And now this is a short nail, so I also don't want to overtake the entire nail because it's a short nail. So we want to keep our proportions very, very defined. So I'm saturating it on the tip and then just bringing it over here. A little bit. I can probably take some off, but maybe not. Leave some like that. And again, if I want to take one off, I can just kind of do that. All right, so I'm going to press the tip. This is why it's great to work with gloves. You can touch a little bit of that uncured gel there. And if I wanted to, I can take another part of this brush that doesn't have glitter, and I can press it in further. Okay, I can also take my glove and just roll it so that I can press that glitter in further. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give this like a little cure, and by little cure I mean like 10 seconds, because we want to just finish that cure, and it had already cured for 20 seconds. Okay, here's the nail back from the lamp, and what I can do now that I know that all of this glitter is attached to the gel, I can take my super thin viscosity gel. This is Vetro Base. It's like literally watery. Doesn't add any bulk or thickness to your enhancement. This you can also find in their potted version. So that would be Base Max. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit. I'm gonna comb it this way, okay? And guess what? You can either be done, so put it on the entire nail and be done, or do what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna saturate that tip a tiny bit more because I only added it on the tip. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that for 20 seconds. And after those 20 seconds, I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that glitter, and it's just going to stick to the tip because that's where I put the additional gel at base. Now this is why it's important to know your gels very, very well. And this is where brand certifications, guys, come into play, because that's the place where you're gonna learn everything to keep you safe, to keep you efficient, to keep you really maximizing the use of your products. Just tapping it on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and cure that again. And then I'm gonna bring it back. So I'm gonna give this a full cure. I wanna make sure everything's nice and attach. And I'm going to give this a 60-second cure. So here we are after curing. And again, this last step we did where we put a little bit more base and saturated this free edge a little bit more is completely optional. That's if you want a little bit more of a party on the free edge, which I kind of did. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put base over this entire nail. You could also use a thicker viscosity top gel to cover any of the glitters that may be sticking up, but I like to kind of take care of that with my base coat, because the rule of thumb with top coats is that you want to keep them thin because that keeps their clarity. Okay, once glass starts getting too thick, then its clarity goes or decreases, and it's sort of the same concept with your top coat. So the thicker you apply it, its clarity can decrease. Now, that's not the case with all products. Some products have advanced gel nail technology in them. One that comes to mind is like Perfect Shine by Leafgel. So that's designed to be applied a little thicker and totally be okay. So that's another option I could have used here. But I also like to introduce you to different techniques. Okay, I'm going to give that a full cure and then apply my top coat. Time for top coat, and top coat is going to take care of any little imperfections that there may be, and especially if you're using a little thicker viscosity top gel. This one is Ultra Glossy by Cocoas, and yes, definitely a little thicker viscosity, so I do expect it to cover all of those little imperfections or little valleys and nooks and crannies that the glitter leaves behind. Let that self-level a tiny bit, cure it, and as you can see, it is definitely filling in those little valleys. Here we are, and the last thing to do to this nail is to grab your high quality, soft, gentle emery board to go ahead and refine that free edge. Now, you don't want to necessarily reshape, you're just there to refine it from any little tight or high points on there. And that's it. Time for all of the rest of the nails. Thank you for watching. If you loved today's video, can you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up to boost it up in the algorithm so that I may help more people? And if you need a little more direction in your nail career, I want to encourage you to join my free masterclass using the link in the description box below. It is available for you to watch immediately for free right now after signing up.